setup here. I'm going to give you all the buttons to press. And then while we are on our way to the rifle range, I'm just going to go ahead and start explaining some things about that lovely weapon you have in your hand. But we're going to start off at the shoulder arms with no bayonets on. So if you have them on, take them off. Go into shoulder arms. So if you're at the ready, just click once, so it'll put you in shoulder arms.
Excuse me, sir. Can we do present arms?
Well, we'll start with shoulder arms. We'll just run through all of them. But all right. So to right shoulder shift, you press X. To shoulder arms, you press X again. Go at the ready, you right click once. Bayonets on, press B. Alright, do not actually stab, but when you go into melee mode, you just have to press V. And that.
You're cutting out, sir.
Oh, sorry, hold on. Must be my internet. At the ready, just right click once.
What's that?
Hold right click to aim. And at the ready again. Shoulder arms. And right shoulder shift. And right face. Alright, we're gonna make our way down to the rifle range. And while we are doing that, we're going to actually, Ronald, do you want to lead the way? Then I'll explain it here so everyone can still hear me.
Happy feet, wake up.
Alright, boys,
Let's
let's make a nice double
Wake
column
up.
here, boys.
Double
If you're in the back,
column.
if you're in the back,
Double
make some
Double
double
column.
Double column, gentlemen.
Brigadier General.
Double column.
And please get a tin type of you, sir.
It's okay.
If you get pushed out, you go to the
get a
back.
porno version of me.
If you get pushed out,
Alright,
go to
clear
the
it
back.
up, boys. Clear it up, boys, at the quick time. Forward march.
Back up a little bit, damn.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start explaining some things here. Make sure you listen up, please.
Quick time forward.
And continue following Ronald. So, when you have the flag is greater than any rifle that you can fire. If it's on the ground, please pick it up. If we're dead, you need to make sure to get that flag to a friendly line at all times. You do not want to leave that flag with the enemy. The flag is worth 12 rifles a minute. Always keep that one in mind. Keeping our flag up and their flag down is a simple recipe for our victory. If you're close to out of bounds and nowhere near any friendlies, a last-ditch effort that you could do is to run the flag out of bounds and die with it. That way it will despawn and allow us to spawn with it at main. It's a pretty easy, simple trick there, just to keep in mind. That way we don't leave our flag out there with the enemies. So for cover and concealment, double click. For cover and concealment, cover is something that is bulletproof, so like a defilade or a stone wall or rocks, trees. Something that hides you, or sorry, concealment is something that hides you but does not protect you, so like a bush or shadows in the trees. Just to keep that always in mind. So stuff
ETS.
that, yeah, go ahead.
The line is lagging behind. Can you say it on Discord?
Sure, yeah.
Also, PTS.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the line in the back is starting to lose its formation.
Yeah, he's starting it up here.
Form it up, boys.
With something else to
Shoulder,
keep in
shoulder,
mind
dicta.
Form it up.
is 2 layers is bulletproof, but 1 layer of something is not bulletproof, and that's obviously something like a tent or a wagon or whatever, wagon wheel. So like the wagons are not bulletproof, but the wheels on them are. I'm sure you've been standing behind them and you've seen that before when you got shot at. Small hay bales, they are not bulletproof, but the really big hay bales, those are bulletproof as long as you're standing directly behind them. And the last thing I'll explain here for you guys before I transfer it over to someone else, the differences in elevation versus aim. So when you have a height advantage under 100 yards, You want to aim between the ankles and the wiener. Over 100 yards, you want to aim between a wiener and nipples. When you're at a height disadvantage, under 100 yards, aim for wieners. Over 100 yards, aim between wieners and nipples. That is just some stuff to keep in mind. But alright, I'm going to toss her over to Jag now.
Hello, I'm Jag. Alright, so high ground's easy to shoot down from because, you know, you're working with gravity rather than against it. So I'm going to go over a few pieces of information that you can use while, you know, using high ground and low ground. One thing, deflades, they put you up high a little bit, alright? Deflades are great for cover because they conceal you a bit. They're hard cover. But you can stand on top of them, and then you'll get high ground, so you get better shots. So it's up to you to decide, or your officer, whether or not you want better shots or better cover while using a deflade. Not a lot of people really think about that, I don't think, so that's good to know. Also, although downhill shots are typically better when you're right up close next to someone, uphill shots are actually better. Because when you're shooting uphill, you can see their entire body, alright? Think of it like looking down a building from Skyview. You don't see their entire body. Or you don't see the entire building. It's kind of obscured. The bottom of it's a little hard to see. It's all squished. Whereas if you're looking up at it from the road, you see the entire thing, aka the entire body. So if you're ever wondering why we'll have you stop right underneath an enemy and shoot up at them, that's why. It's easier to shoot uphill than downhill when you're right up next to them. Also, due to geometry, your gun's a little closer to them, like 3 feet closer. So yeah, that's that. Moving on to whoever is after me, it's talking.
All right,
Major
hello.
General.
That is me. All right. So, you know, the crux of a lot of the shooting that we do is we basically have two formats for shooting. We have volleys and we have independent fire. I'm sure everyone in here has heard this before. If you haven't heard it before, come to an event Saturday. You'll hear it probably about 48 times. So when we are volleying, we are laying down large concentrations of fire on a small area. If you miss the volley, you want to wait for the next one. And the reason that this is important is that if we are crisp enough with our volleys and our timing and we get into a nice rhythm, we're able to get a volley off about every 20 seconds. Keeping the volley in sync is one of the most important parts. So as a rule of thumb, and this is something that we've kind of tested before as well in a few drills, is that I think everyone has kind of naturally gotten used to firing when they hear the F in fire, and I think that's just something good to keep in mind as well. If you do miss a volley because you're just spawning in and you were a little bit late on your reload, just wait for the next volley. The reason that this is important is because when you fire early, your smoke will obscure the shots of the people next to you. It will shake the rifles of the friendlies if you're, really late or really early on your volley, depending. And this is probably the most important one. It will alert the enemy who maybe have direct line of sight of us or may not be aware of us, having them in a less favorable position for us to engage in. So there is a small aspect of surprise that comes with, succinct volleys and everything like that. When we are independent firing, you want to make sure that you are taking your time, and as I'm sure for those regimental and company leaders that lead skirmisher groups or CAV or anything like that, there's a high priority on officers and flags especially. I would argue that flags are just as important, if not more important than officers, because that is 12 dudes that we are keeping from spawning in every minute if it's on the dirt. And if you have a good enough computer or better eyes than I do, and you're able to identify chevrons on somebody, if the officer and flag is dead, shoot those guys too. Cut the head off the snake and all of that. And I believe we're going to do some practice volleys, yes? Yes.
Should be the only VC with people in it.
Yes.
So. And if anyone talks to you about joining the regiment.
Alright, boys, form it up on the line.
Coming up, boys.
Alright, boys, form it up.
All the way left, all the way left.
All
Just
the
keep
way left,
walking
keep
all the
going.
way left. You shouldn't have cut in any earlier than you needed to.
Keep going.
You guys ever been to the airport
Tight-
before? It's the
tight-
same
dress
thing.
it to the tree, boys. Dress it all the way to the tree. Keep shifting it left.
There you go. Double
Get your
column.
reloads and your
Two lines,
bayonets on if you don't
boys.
have
Two
them
lines,
already.
two lines. You got 2 lines. Come on.
Yeah, check when ready, boy.
Ranks, gentlemen. 2 ranks.
Check.
You got 2 ranks.
If you get pushed out, fall to the right of the line, boys. If you've got 2 people in front of you, you need to go to the right. We
Sergeant
only
Slaughter.
have a single rank on the far left.
Yes,
What's going
sir.
After our first shot, will you count
on? Rear
to
rank,
20?
dress it down left.
20 Mississippi's.
Sure, out loud or
out loud for us.
Dress left.
Yes, ma'am.
Check.
Dress left
Fist
to the
order, move
tree,
left.
boys. Dress left to the tree.
Alright,
It should be a
line
double
is ready.
double column here. Double rank.
It's a little skewed.
If you're down here on the far right, you can
Yep.
probably filter.
Everyone hold down Alt, look to your left and right. If you're not shoulder to shoulder and chest to back, you're probably standing in the wrong spot, particularly the rear line.
Whoever's all the way on the tree,
Golden
come
Moon,
closer
come
to
hug
me.
me.
Pick a dot and stand on her.
Alright, at the ready, boys.
At the ready.
Okay, take aim at that third set center target.
Third set. Take it.
Steady! Fire!
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3
Those
Mississippi,
loads.
4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi, 13 Mississippi, 14 Mississippi, 15 Mississippi,
Check.
16
Take aim, same place!
17.
Steady! Fire!
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi,
Oh,
3
you're good,
Mississippi. Oh, okay, my
Thank you.
So the line was ready in about 16 or 17 seconds. Takes about 3 or 4 seconds to steady your rifle, depending on how patient the officer is at that moment. So about 20 to 21
check.
seconds
Check.
for in a well-oiled machine. I am then going to pass it on to our beloved First Sergeant of 8th Connecticut, Mr. Cream, to explain the most overpowered weaponry of the 19th century.
Yep. Okay, can everybody hear me? Everybody can hear me, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I'm here to explain the 1842, the most technically it was one of the most overpowered weapons in this game, even though it actually sucked in real life. It is called the 1842. It has a special ammunition called buckenball. Buckenball is kind of like a shotgun. It's kind of like birdshot, where you have pellets coming out of your barrel. So basically, the 1842 is mostly effective up to 60 yards, if I am correct. The buckenball, more specifically, is effective up to 60 yards. And so whenever you're aiming at something with the 1842, you want to aim between people.
Hold
so
your
you can
fire.
hit both of them. And we don't really get the 1842 that many times. It's mostly on Harper's Ferry, and then I think 1 or 2 maps on Antietam. I don't think we get them any maps on South Mountain. So yeah, whenever you want to hit something with the 1842, all you gotta do is aim between people, and then so it can spread across their faces, like you're giving them a face job.
Nice.
A what, sir?
That's it.
Sir, what is that?
Huzzah.
It's something you do with the face.
I need a
Huzzah.
personal demonstration.
What's up?
Same here.
Huzzah.
I'm gonna need a
Alright,
demonstration,
boys.
sir.
All right. So, as we were told by Brigadier General Kevin, the difference between cover and concealment, and we were told by the Major General about how long it takes to send out a volley. That leads us into how long it takes to reload standing versus crouched. So, when you're standing, it will only take you 16 seconds to load that rifle and to send your next shot down range. When you're crouched, it's going to tack on another 8 seconds, so you'll be shooting every 24 seconds as opposed to the 16, give or take. And those extra 8 seconds are just not worth it when you do not have cover. Or I'm sorry, when you have cover and not concealment. And again, that's what Brigadier Kevin was saying about the difference between cover and concealment. So, to recap, you don't want to be crouched when you're loading. You want to stay standing, boys. Not only that, but you will also cost us less tickets as you stand. Moving on, we are going to be learning where to aim sub 100 yards and over 100 yards. So when you are roughly, let's all go ahead and step up to this fence over here actually.
To the fence.
To the fence.
Up onto the line, boys.
Make sure you keep the line. Keep the line.
Maintain the double,
Two ranks.
double ranks.
Maintain 2 ranks. Maintain the 2 ranks.
And we are going to be taking a shot at that first target. So let me run out
Shift
there.
it
real
right
quick
or
and just
left.
show you
Shift
boys.
it left.
As you guys can see on the targets, the human body only comes up to about the head is around the bullseye. So every shot you're taking at this thing, you want to be aiming low.
Can you see, Demon?
So take a look at where I'm standing here, boys, and kind of get an idea of where the human body would be on these targets. And I am going to have you aim at under 100 yards here at this first set of targets. You guys are going to be aiming for their wieners. All right, so you're going to be aiming low. I would say roughly the bottom ring. So let's take aim, gentlemen, at that bottom ring. Steady. Fire. That is one fucking dead rebel, boys. All right, get your
Now
loads
that's what
and
I
check
call
when ready.
bucking ball torture.
Once you boys
That
are
is
ready.
what we call in the business a firing
Rocky
squad.
ball torture.
All right, boys.
Bach and
Once you boys are ready, I want you all to shift down left to the far west side of the range.
Once you're ready,
Check.
once you get your load, shift down to the left.
Shift it left.
Shift it left, gentlemen.
Shift left.
Skip him if he's not moving. Go, go, go.
Keep going. Keep going.
Move.
Can we start? Thank you.
Yeah, go.
Going around.
Yeah, go around. Anybody's not moving.
Now, once you are down here, we're going to be taking aim at that far fucking set of targets, the fourth set, way out there in the shade. You can just hardly see them out there. At this distance, the far left target, so you can hardly see them out there in the shade of the trees. All the way on the left. You see them?
The fourth set, boys, way back
Fourth set.
there.
Yep.
Hold on real quick. We are still maintaining the double rank, gentlemen.
Kind
So
of
try
like
to make
behind
that
a
double
little
rank.
hill if you're over close to me. Like way to the back.
All right, so at this distance, gentlemen, this is well over 100 yards. So you will be wanting to aim between nipple and stomach height. So again, remember where I was on that target, boys? That's where you are going to be wanting to aim well out at this distance, okay? The fourth set, boys, way out to the far north side.
All the way out the end of the
Yep.
forest.
So I want you boys to take aim at those targets. Remember, we're aiming between belly and nipple height. Steady. Fire.
Good.
All right, good.
Good.
All right, gentlemen. And that will bring me to my last section, and that is to trust your officer on where to shoot. They have logged many hours into this game, and a lot of them have no lives, and we know what we're doing. We have binoculars as well, as Demons points out. But yeah, boys, always trust the officer. It's they will tell you where to aim, when to fire, when to hold your fire, when to move, etc. Other than that, I think that is my section, and it's on to Mr. Colonel Coffin Kill.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
I caught him.
All right. So today
Hello, Coffin
I am
Kid.
going to be talking to y'all about basically once you take aim. So once you take aim, everybody, I want you to do so in a second. I want you to count in your head 4 seconds. All right. So everybody take aim and count in your head 4 seconds. And as you can see, once you hit that 4 seconds, it seems
Okay,
that the
let's
gun
see.
is the most.
I don't know if I have the ability to do that. We might have to.
You're talking to
Oh, sorry.
So once that 4 seconds hit, it's the most steady the gun will be. All right. But there's a catch to that. When you're in formation, the steady takes longer, so you got a lot more time to take aim, steady your rifle. But everybody crouch for me real quick. And then I want you to take aim again and count 4 seconds. Once you hit that 4 seconds, it probably takes... Alright. It probably takes less time for the gun to sway a little more. So, the thing is, once you're in formation, the longer it's going to be steady, the less you're in formation, so skirmish or out of line. You'll hit that steady mark at 4 seconds, but it will dissipate faster. Next thing is, yes, once you hit that 4 seconds, the gun starts to head towards the ground, so it's going down. Do not fight it, alright? So once it's going down, that is the most accurate the shot will be, alright? Don't force it up. I know there's a habit of people trying to move their mouse up to make it more steady. Don't. It's a lot more accurate once the gun is falling. And then last thing for me is mirroring. Y'all can stand up, by the way. Y'all can stand up. Y'all don't have to crouch anymore. Is mirroring when you are volleying. If you don't know what that is, Harold over here, I'll use as an example, he is at the end of the line. So if we are facing a enemy line, Harold will aim at the end of the enemy line. So it is mirroring our line. So the more middle you are, you'll be aiming at the middle, and the more that you're at the edges, you'll be aiming at the edges. So that is what mirroring is. And one last thing before I move it on to Brigadier General Kevin again, is once we are volleying and you count in your head 4 seconds and the volley command hasn't, like he hasn't said fire yet, you should still shoot, because I know a lot of people think that they are Chris Kyle when it comes to the War of Rights community, but you are going to miss your shots. And I'd rather have the enemy suppressed than you not taking a shot because you missed the volley. So, once that volley command is called, you should fire, no matter what. Alright, Brigadier General.
Alright. Everyone please, go ahead and right face. We're going to walk back a little bit, and then we're going to run back up towards the fence. So while, go ahead and quick time on me. We're going to go back down the road a little bit, and I'll explain here while we're going. So,
Quick time, boys.
Not bad.
the thing that we're going to
Quick
practice
time,
next
boys.
is we're just going to do 1 or 2 run-up volleys, which I'm sure most of you are fairly familiar with. So when we're doing a run-up volley, the most important thing is getting up to the officer, or I guess their line, as quickly as possible. The longer we wait to form up, the more of us that are going to die. So remember, you have to stop before you let that momentum carry you too far forward. So it's good to let off that W key just a little bit earlier than you would normally think that you have to. You'll get stamina loss from sprinting up to the line, so make sure you aim for their dongs. So if your rifle sways, you hit the guy next to where you are aiming. But all right, we're gonna go ahead and walk down the road just a little bit here, and then we're gonna turn around. I think a simple about face will do good as soon as we get up to this fallen tree here. But all that's gonna happen is we're gonna sprint up to the fence. Actually, this is probably good. Go ahead and hold right there. Then about face.
About face.
Yep, go ahead and face northeast. Maintain the double column here. I'll lay down another line for you. Go ahead and dress it forward there, nuts to butts. Very good.
Dress it forward, boys. Dress that
So what's going to
line
happen
forward.
is we're going to sprint down to the fence. I want you to simply try and fold out to the left and right. Try and fill your spots into different areas in the line. And then we're going to get our volley off super quick. It is okay if you can't see exactly what you're shooting at. If you need to shoot through someone's head, that is perfectly fine. You're not going to hit them as long as you're pressed right up next against them. And the main important thing is to get your bullet off in that general direction. Obviously, it's very good if you hit something, but you should not, not shoot because you're not sure if you're going to hit it. But all right, so go ahead And sprint on me down to the fence.
Sprint, go.
Sprint.
Triple time, triple time.
Go, go. Come on, come on.
Triple time, boys.
All right,
triple,
spread out on the fence. Take aim, take aim. Fire! All right, very good. I went a little too far back, so we'll get a little closer this time. Go ahead and get your reloads, then we'll turn back around. We'll do it one more time. So you'll notice there, the people that were in the back of the line, they got there a little late, and I'm sure that some of you were just aiming by the time I said fire. So that's kind of the crew that I'm talking about, how you might not have a really good chance of hitting something, but it's still important to get that bullet down range. But alright, so we'll do this in a little bit more of a chaotic manner. Just go ahead and form right here on the sign really quick. There you go, dress it all the way back there we go. Then just face northeast again.
Will the line be moving to the furthest outside or sticking to the middle?
So the front of the line, yep, should stick to the middle. And then well, I guess it kind of depends on how your regiment wants to do it. Obviously we have a lot of people here, so it makes it a little bit more tricky, but I would say personally, the people that are in the front of the line just run directly to the middle, and everyone else can form to your side there. But all right.
A little bit.
Someone stuck.
You guys please back up
a little bit of desync too.
Yeah, if you're pushed out, just go to the back of the line.
Yeah, if you push those going.
Give him some room. Give him some room. All right. Once again, we'll do one more, and then we will move on to Jag's segment. You guys ready?
Ready.
All right. Sprint on me to the fence.
Check.
To the triple
Sprint.
Quick to the fence.
Triple,
Quick to
triple,
the fence.
triple, run, go.
On the
go,
fence.
go,
On the
go.
fence. Okay, everyone, take aim. Fire! Yeah, very good. All right, reload. All right, on to Jag.
Good job, boys.
I need to get over. Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Kevin, come up here. I need Kevin.
I
Right
am
now.
here.
I need him. I need you right here.
I am here, baby.
Ooh, Kevin.
Alright, so what I'm about to teach you guys, alright? Imagine Kevin's a giant building, a 90-degree
I'm a
angle
building.
wall. He's
I'm
a
a
unit,
90-degree
absolute
angle.
unit, seriously. Alright, this will help you in all FPS video games. So if you want to be a Valorant pro, don't know why you'd want to do that, this will help you. So listen, Kevin, move more towards the middle, like right here, so that then people on the left can hear. Anyways, imagine Kevin's a building, alright? A lot of people I notice, like when we played Shenandoah Street recently, just peek like this. Guess what? That's wrong, you're gonna get blasted. That's stupid, alright? You don't do it like that. You get up to him, the wall, right? You look to the right. Imagine I'm peeking to the right of it. I clear the entirety of the right. And then I keep my iron sight as tight to the wall as humanly possible. That way I don't even have to aim, alright? I don't have to correct my aim or anything. I just click as soon as I see a guy and he'll die, alright? Another thing about FPS games is perception. Your camera's in the middle of your skull, because you don't have two eyes in video games, you have one camera. It's in your skull, alright? If you press right up against the wall, they're going to see like half your body before you even peek out. So you want to back up a bit. The further back, the better. So typically I'll just take like, 5 steps back, and then it's, they don't see my entire body before I see them. Now, another thing, up close, when you're up close and personal with a guy, you try to shoot quick, right? You aim in, instantly shoot. I want you guys to click the aim button real quick and see what happens to the barrel of your gun. It goes up, alright? It goes up in the air. Not good, because your bullet goes up in the sky. That's bad. You'll miss. So, you want to wait a second. Let your barrel steady. Like half a second, and then you shoot. You don't immediately shoot. But, if you want to bypass that, there's a couple exploits you can do, alright? Aim in, unaim, and then aim back in while scrolling on your scroll wheel, and the barrel will not go up. It'll just immediately aim you in. Yep, you have to scroll up. Sorry, my bad. My apologies. Or, what you can do is everyone take off your bayonets. So press B in case you didn't know, in case this is your first time playing the game. B is how you take off your bayonet, actually. Alright. Now, hold V, or not hold V, tap V to go into melee mode with your club. Alright. Now hold the aim button, so hold right click, and then tap V. Look, you instantly aim in. It's crazy. Alright? So, as long as you are holding right click, and then tap V, you'll instantly aim in. That works when you're double clicking, quick timing, standing still. It does not work while you're sprinting. So if we're playing War Brothers, you could act like you don't have load and then blast the guy. You know, it's kind of crazy. If you're too cool to exploit, you can always just crouch down to steady your gun. Crouch down to steady your gun. That's fine. But you know, yeah. And then also, your gun may go through people. Shoot, I was gonna team kill Kevin, but I don't have a load, so I can't. Pretty much, if you're right next to someone, just put your gun down their pants, aim for their balls, neuter them. That way, your barrel doesn't phase through their back and shoot someone. Because yesterday, I team killed 3 people with fucking ball, aiming through my own teammate. So, or aiming through the rebel. Anyways, that's that. On to whoever's after me.
Hell yeah.
Nice, man. Thanks.
If I could get Queen Man, Patrick, Ghost, and Pyro over here at the extreme east of the white rail.
Yeah, time to get shot.
All right, boys. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Sir, yes, sir. We can,
Yes.
sir.
So, one big thing is leading moving targets. So when someone's running perpendicular to you, which would be running across your screen, not away from you, you should be leading them. When you're leading them at less than 100 yards, by the width of your sight post. So everybody aim in. So you see that tip, the very tip of your gun? When someone's running across your screen, you should aim 1 sight post in front of them if they're less than 100 yards. If they're over 100 yards, you should aim 2 sight posts in front or behind them, to whichever direction they're moving, you know? We're going to have some targets for you guys to shoot at. Practice this this thing here. Let's have the first target start running right to left. There he is. You guys may commence fire. Put him down, boys.
LMAO, no friendly fire.
Kill.
Wow, that was a lot of shots. Holy
Kill
moly.
John Lennon. Kill John Red.
Good shot.
You got 2 more.
Free fire
kills.
one.
Keep the fire.
Kill John Reb.
Excellent. Fire, hold your fire, boys. Hold
Guys,
Hold
fire.
fire,
then
hold
stop
fire.
shooting.
Hold.
Don't shoot.
Alright, boys, real simple. One of those little tips that you know, maybe it'll help you get that runner that's gonna tell the entire CSA where you guys are hiding in the forest. You know, hitting those moving targets is very important. People picking up flags, runners, whatever. We'll be moving into section 2. If I could get if everyone could about face real quick.